Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you how I achieved this look. I will be doing a fill for my mother. And first I am going to remove her previous design. So I'm just showing you how difficult it is to remove the stones. It's not an infomercial. I'm not being dramatic. It's actually very difficult. So I'm just going around the stones. I'm using my cuticle bit because it's so small. It gets in between the stones really well. Breaks down the gel seal. So I just go around it. I use the bit on a higher speed. Now you can see how much easier they are to remove after that gel kind of seal is broken down. So next, I'll be removing the gel polish. It was a mood changing gel polish, very pretty, went from nude to gray, is Kiara Sky. I forget the name. I'll try to put it down below. And I'm using a flame bit, a coarse bit. And next I'm going to be pushing back the eponychium and removing, scraping the cuticle off of the nail plate. Very gently. It looks aggressive. It's sped up. A lot of this video is, except the acrylic application. So I have actually went around and clipped anything that was lifting up. We don't want any air pockets in the acrylic. So now I'm just going around with my cuticle bit. It's on a low speed this time, and just, cleaning off any additional cuticle. And now I'm lightly buffing the nail and etching the nail. I'm not going back and forth. Again, it's sped up, so it just looks that way. And I'm just going around gently, and just etching it. After that, I will be using Young Nail Swipe to clean the nail, and then apply 2 coats of protein bond, and then begin on my actual fill. Okay, so I will be doing the fill. I'll be showing you 3 nails. I'm going to be focusing on the cuticle application more so than building the whole body. I decided to focus on that in this video, which I know is a lot of people's issue. Just, in general, a lot of people want tips on a nice cuticle application. That's what, people's nail goals. A lot of them are. That's what mine are and were for the longest. So I'm just kind of focusing on that more so in the video. As you can see, this nail is still thin through the apex and towards the free edge of the nail. And I went ahead and filled that in. It wasn't recorded on camera. But I just want to show how close I get to the eponychium without touching it and without leaving a big gap. You want it to be almost flush towards the eponychium, not touching it, the slightest gap, or the cuticle area. The cuticle, of course, as most of us know, is what grows on the actual nail plate. But in general practices, we call that the cuticle area, but it's actually the eponychium. So I'm just showing you that I add another bead to the tip, and I did for a lot of them, but again, I'm trying to show, mostly cuticle application. So I'm using, this is Young Nails Cover Pink that I'm using. And I'm using the Poochie's Nails size 16 Kolinsky brush, and it is pinched. I really like them pinched. And I'm really thinking about moving to a smaller brush, actually, and I've been using a size 16 for a long time. Okay, not even that long. I haven't been doing nails that long. But for the most of my little nail career, I've been using a size 16. But I'm thinking about going down to like a 12 maybe. I think a 14 won't be too much of a difference. So I'm thinking maybe a 12. Try that out for a little while. So I'm just, just showing you a little bit of the application and showing you, the cuticle area, and you can kind of see how it looks. And that ever so slight gap in between the eponychium and where the acrylic starts. So next I am showing you how I shape the nail. And I get a lot of questions on nail shaping. And I think I'm going to do a separate video for that. But I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of how I actually shape the nail. So I personally do not ever shape the nail, with the hand turn, how you apply the acrylic in that position. I always flip it to the client's view with the nails pointed, vertically and towards the ceiling. And to me, that's how I get the most uniform shape. That's generally the position that the clients look at the nails in. People have crooked nails, crooked fingers, so just to get a whole uniform situation, I find that is best. And then from then it's a visual thing. Does your left side of the nail match your right side? If it and I'll go in more depth on that in another video, but that's just, I recommend first and foremost trying to shape the nails from that position. Okay, so after I shape the nails, I go in and file, use the e-file. I'm using I believe this is a fine bit. It's a safety bit. And I'm just going around the cuticle area. Then I go through the body of the nail. And I look at the nail in all different angles, from the left profile, right profile, down the barrel of the nail, from all angles. And I actually feel it to make sure I feel that it's flush towards the cuticle area. It has, a higher apex and goes towards the free edge, back down lower. So after I finished with the e-file, I went ahead and buffed the nails. And next I'm going right into the design. I just clean the nails with swipe. I don't like to use water anywhere in the process. I just don't feel comfortable with doing that. So I always just clean the nails with swipe. And so now I'm just showing you guys it's a very easy design. I just, went in with this kind of triangle French, V-shaped French design. And, just kind of freehanded. We're outlining it in the crystal, so it doesn't really need to be too exact, just visually, kind of look symmetrical. Very easy. This is a gel polish, and I ended up applying 3 layers, 3 coats of this polish. It's a very pretty, white type shimmer. So I'm just showing you how I apply it. I clean it up with a French brush and alcohol around the side walls. So after I applied the 3 coats, I went in and removed the tacky layer, and I am applying the OPI Axiom top coat. And I wouldn't recommend this if you're doing any type of cream color or solid colored soft gel polish, because it is a hard gel top coat or a harder gel top coat. It's non-soak off. But for the sake of, this polish, it's glittery, it's sheer, it's shimmery. I haven't found that I experience any cracking with polishes like this. So I feel completely comfortable. So I apply the top coat, I buffed it so that we have, it's not shiny, slippery, so the glue can adhere, the resin can adhere a little bit better. So now I am using resin from Ocean Nail Supply, which is my absolute favorite. Again, I generally don't experience clients losing many stones, if any at all, after 4 or 5 weeks of use. So I'm just showing you, I'm using my crystal katana, of course. So I'm just showing you how easy this design is, how I apply the stones. Just kind of check them out, move them around. And it's a very simple design, very, very pretty, very blingy. I'm just showing you how sparkly they are right now. I just had to stop for a second and show you guys. So next I'm showing you, this has to be the most important step for crystal longevity, is sealing around it. And I personally like the OPI Axiom top coat, and whenever I can use it, I do, because I feel like it's a little bit sturdier, because it's non-soak off, because it's a harder gel. So I go in, I take a smaller brush. Sometimes I use like a dotting tool. And I take the OPI Axiom top coat and I literally go around the stone and kind of facet it in, like how a diamond is faceted into a ring, is set in place. So I just kind of, like a prong setting. I'm trying to find the right words, like a prong setting almost. So I go around the very edge, and you don't want to bring it too far up because you'll lose the facets in your actual stone. So you don't want to do that because the facets reflect light. These are Swarovski crystals. So we want to make sure that they're at their full potential. So I'm just showing you as close as I possibly can of how I get that gel around. So after that, I go ahead, put it in the light. I clean off the stones, apply cuticle oil, and this is the final look. So I appreciate you guys watching, taking the time to watch my video. Please comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. And please let me know if you have any requests. Have a great day, you guys.